Luke's Got Cancer doesn't sound like a show to have people flocking through the door. But 23-year-old law student Luke Ryan sold out nearly all of his 16 performances at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, to the delight and relief of his adoring parents, Moira and Jared Ryan.
The last night, Lukey. Fantastic.
From now on, no matter what it is, film, literature, music, I will always have the line at my disposal. That's the worst thing I have ever been through, and I've had cancer. Twice.
I just thought there's nothing very funny about cancer joke, or making jokes about cancer. There's nothing really funny about it. And I thought people would find it quite affronting. And people were actually laughing, and I thought, perhaps he is funny.
I thought in a lot of ways a name like Luke's Got Cancer is at least going to make people look twice. You know, it's going to stick in their heads.
Oh, so you're exploiting your cancer now?
Pretty much.
It's not just 45 minutes of gags, rather a funny and poignant story of Luke Ryan's 2 bouts of cancer. The first at the age of 11, when he was diagnosed with a rare bone cancer in his knee. He spent his first year of high school enduring brutal chemotherapy, complicated knee surgery and learning to walk again.
The year that everybody spent making friends and all of that, I spent most of my time in hospital, you know, trying hard not to die.
It was really 12 months of pretty total disability. He never complained and still doesn't complain.
Amid these dreadful memories, Luke Ryan recalled some amusing moments, like an awkward encounter with a teacher who was unaware of his illness.
Looks down at me and says, "Do you have permission to have your hair that short?" I have cancer! What does he dredge up to make this horrible situation better? Well, good luck with that.
I always like to say, you know, I figure cancer is slightly like my ethnic minority, you know. I've got it, I can make jokes about it. But obviously not everyone's going to be okay with it.
Not been short of breath at all?
I am a bit at times.
Luke Ryan was ultimately declared cured, but 11 years later the cancer came back. On election night 2007, he was alone in a hospital casualty ward, being told an X-ray showed a 7-centimetre tumour on his lung.
I knew how shit it was, and I knew how bad this entire experience was going to be, and it just kind of crumpled up into me, and I was just like, you know, I don't deserve this, I can't do this again. I've already done it once, and like, you know, it almost killed me. You know, I can't do this again.
We'd all had this devastating night, and when we arrived, Luke sort of had a couple of hours sleep, and he said, I'm not in terminal decline anymore. He said, we'll just do it. So that was within 12 hours.
And that's some pretty heavy shit to be launching into 15 minutes into a comedy gig. So, to chill us all out a bit, here's a 20-second video of a 4-year-old boy being chased by puppies!
In his show and in life, Luke Ryan constantly looks for light relief. He revealed his diagnosis and kept friends up to date on a Facebook site titled Luke's Tumour Appreciation Society.
The best way for me, anyway, of dealing with it was by treating it as lightly as possible. For me, I just felt like that was the way in which I could sort of get through this with it having as little life impact as possible.
Ryan shows this humour in a
Tumour.
While they find their son highly amusing, the subject matter is sometimes hard-going for Moira and Jared Ryan.
I think, you know, we were laughing and we were appreciating the wit and the way it was all written, but underlying it, you know that that's your son and that he actually has cancer.
Luke Ryan's tumour can't be removed without amputating his arm and shoulder. Chemotherapy and radiotherapy have rendered it dormant, but he undergoes 3 monthly scans to check it hasn't come back.
It appears to be under control at this point, although I think it's fair to say that there's a fairly high chance of it coming back at some stage.
Luke Ryan donated $1,000 in ticket sales to the Peter MacCallum Cancer Centre. His doctor, David Thomas, hopes his remarkable attitude might help others who have the disease.
To have somebody stand up there and show that it's possible to embrace positively life in the context of a severe life-threatening illness, that's immeasurably important, I think.
I'm just a regular guy with a gammy knee, a bum shoulder and a cup full of dreams.
I'm generally quite positive and happy person. I like to be like that, and I didn't want this to change me.
Despite the uncertainty of the future, Luke Ryan continues to perform his show, plan a career as a comedy writer, and try to just keep laughing.
Thank you so much. It's been amazing. Have a wonderful night.